Okay, so now we pick the worst, the movies that suck, the movies that made me think as a critic, why am I doing this job? It's too painful to endure them. I start, as I think I always do when I choose the year's worst movies, with an Adam Sandler movie, because he always makes one or two every year and they always stink. And this year it was Pixels. It was a movie that was so misguided from the beginning. We're like back in the Pac-Man days, and Adam Sandler is dealing with green screen and pixel video game characters, and I'm putting myself to sleep talking about it. It's so bad. It's just awful. Then there's a movie called Mordecai with Johnny Depp, who has made now a series of horrendous movies and pulled himself out of the fire this year by doing Black Mass, where he played Whitey Bulger and let us see what he could do when he was really on. In Mordecai, he is not really on. He's the worst. It's a paycheck movie. Johnny, you can't do that anymore. Okay, this one, Burnt, Bradley Cooper in a movie about a chef, which should be great. We all love food. We watch food shows. Everything that you need to know about food or that could be an interesting movie is not in this movie. Everything in it is bad. Bradley Cooper is bad, and this is a good actor. Why did they botch a subject that was so interesting? You tell me, I have no idea. Then, talk about stars that disappoint us and crush us. How about The Secret in Their Eyes? This is an American version of an Argentine movie that won the Oscar for Best Foreign Film about the murder that nobody really knows who commits. This is Julia Roberts overacting like for days, Nicole Kidman in the DA's office, who seems to have sleptwalked through it. I can't describe how horrible this is. How does this kind of thing happen? You tell me. All right. Disappointment also goes in as a movie that, I mean, we just feel disappointed by movies that we want to like. And one of those to me was Tomorrowland, which was directed by Brad Bird, who I think is just a major director, especially in animation. But this wasn't that. This was George Clooney basically living in some other world, a kind of Disney world of tomorrow, and trying to find himself. And everybody had the best of intentions, and everything went terribly, awfully, appallingly wrong. All right. Countdown to the 5 worst movies of 2015. Pan. Who out there wanted to see another version of the Peter Pan story? Did we not watch Allison Williams do the musical version on TV and yawn? We did. We've seen this to death, and yet here we have a kind of prequel when Peter Pan meets Captain Hook. We've got Hugh Jackman in this, another major movie star who makes some bad choices. This was just a waste of time and talent, really, the worst. Jupiter Ascending. I call it Jupiter Descending because from the beginning, when you go in and see a movie by the Wachowskis, the people behind The Matrix, you're expecting at least something visually interesting. This had nothing in it. Poor Mila Kunis, who played Jupiter, turns out that she was really some kind of god, and Channing Tatum has to come in and find her and save her. I don't care. You wouldn't care. Nobody would care. Wachowskis, how could you let us down so much? Oh. For really horrendous, how about the Fantastic Four? Did we need this to be remade again? I don't think so. I mean, this whole universe of characters, so plottingly dull, so awful. And Miles Teller, who was a big star with us all last year when he did Whiplash, basically, you know, helped kind of crush or squeeze his career into a bad place by doing a movie like this. No more of this superhero crap if you don't know how to do it. Number 2 of the worst movies, By the Sea. This is Angelina Jolie directing herself and her husband Brad Pitt in a love story about a marriage falling apart. I felt that I was falling apart just enduring this. It went on for an eternity. They would sit in their hotel room and watch another couple through a hole in the wall. I would rather watch the hole in the wall being completely blank than ever suffer through another frame of By the Sea. So you're saying to me, could there be a movie that is worse than By the Sea, which you can tell I just hate with such a vengeance? There is. And it is a very successful movie. You all went to see it. I don't know why. It was called 50 Shades of Grey. Oh, my people, Dakota Johnson, Jamie Dornan in this movie about S&M from these books that sell. The writer can redo them and sell them again through the point of view of other characters. You know what? The sadism came from the people who made it, and the masochism comes from those of us who actually suffered through it. I'd rather be whipped and put into chains than to ever be forced to watch 50 Shades of Grey again. Have I been really clear about those? So that is the worst. I'm saying goodbye with that. You know, I make everybody end the show when I'm interviewing them on Popcorn with song, but all I can say to you really bad movies is, should old acquaintance be forgot? And really forgot.